This is gonna be so fun. Cheryl started with 2 cans of corn. I started with a vision of a bus. Now, look at what God has done through us. She's gonna freak out when she sees this big ride. I don't know what she was expecting, but I don't think it's Pink, the giant bus.
This is unbelievable. You always have these dreams, but your dreams are not dreams. They're reality in your head, so they're not really dreams.
You step forward in faith. Welcome to Unbroken on the Road, where we are out of the studio and in with the people. We are so excited. If you're just tuning in, Unbroken is a brave, supportive community for women who want to take action and create change. And this season on Unbroken, you've seen a glimpse of what that looks like. And our work is just beginning. How many of you have dreams on your heart? Maybe you want to be married or have kids or have your own business. For me, I know that any dream, in order to do it, it starts with knowing what you want to accomplish. For years, I've had a dream of owning a bus. The thought behind it was that we could use it to quickly activate people and help those in need. Going 50 states in 30 days, spreading hope, help, and happiness. I even tested my idea years ago, taking a small trip on a rental bus, and it didn't work out as expected.
It's been one of those days. Got out here to the bus and realized that nothing's working on it.
As much as I thought it was outside things getting in the way of my dream, what I realized was that I needed some work on the inside, which required me being vulnerable with others and open and honest with myself. And after lots of hard work on myself, I'm finally seeing things come to fruition. Yes, it's a pink RV, or as we like to call her, Pink the Bus. She's got motivational quotes from women in the Unbroken squad and pictures of the places we've been and the women who've come alongside. We can't wait to see her all decorated 6 months from now. Doing your dreams requires doing the hard work, which is often the heart work, and society doesn't like that. Take a listen to our Unbroken go-to psychologist, Dr. Shannon Crawford.
We live in a culture that doesn't want to do pain. We like the microwave approach. Give me the button, Dr. Crawford. Just tell me the 5 things I need to do and apply this week, and I'll no longer have major depression and grief and issues. And that's just not reality. If we're always the powerhouse, if we're always the strong one, it feels safe, it feels independent, that nobody can criticize me or call me needy or too much or not enough because I'm showing up. But then I'm emotionally anorexic. We're hoping to see that we change the definition of what female strength looks like.
What would life look like if from 8 or 9, we started learning how to be brave? What would it feel like if we could walk in who we were made to be? There were so many times I didn't want to wear pink because I was worried about what people thought of me. Well, now with the big bus, clearly I'm over that. And so I want to encourage all of us tonight to think of one thing. What is one thing that makes you you? And how can you stand in that? And I didn't get here overnight. I didn't get here by myself. I had a lot of women coming alongside me, cheering me on, saying, you know what? I see something in you, and you can do it. See, we're not meant to do life alone. And sometimes, I don't know about you all, but I know that for me, I think that being a strong woman means I have to be able to do everything. Oh no, I'm good. I don't need help. I've got this. I don't have this. And you don't have this. We need one another. And that is why our tagline is doing life better together. Stay with us. When we come back,
That I feel like the rest of my days will be the best of my days.
Yes.
it's okay to not be okay. We don't have to wear the mask of perfection. When we can admit that we've got weakness, it actually shows our strength. Now, is it always easy to admit our failures, our quirks? No. Maybe that's why I like to share mine with comedy. When I was single, I went on a date, and does anyone remember like the hair ponytails? But like if you had a little wimpy ponytail, these things, okay, I'm seeing some head nods. These things would just make your hair like fantastic. So it's Texas. There's a lot of wind. I'm on a date. I get out of the valet line, whisk my hair, and there goes my ponytail flying. And I'm like, it looks like a little squirrel. And I'm like, then the real question comes. The valet's looking at me, I'm looking at him, do you go after it? Because my date hadn't seen it, right? And then by the time my date gets around, he's like, what is that? I go, squirrel, squirrel. It's my hair. My hair. Comedy is not so fun, especially when you're making fun of yourself. But as a leader, if I want to ask our community, our squad to be brave and authentic and take off the mask, then I have to do it. And I have found that like if one person can be helped, can find comfort or hope in anything we've gone through, then it's worth it. And so today, I just want to lead this movement as we are launching, not just taking off the mask, but in my case, it is taking off the hair. And I hadn't planned on doing this. I mentioned that last year was the roughest year of my life, and I lost some of my hair, and I had a family member going through cancer, and I went to a wig store with her, and I just saw the difference that a wig made for her. And so I tried one myself and loved it. Your way may look very different. Doesn't matter how you do it. I would just encourage all of us to do it, to uncover those areas that are not so perfect so that other women, girls can come alongside you and help you. And I think if we can help our next generation be brave, as evidenced by one 9-year-old who's using her voice. One of the things that we want to see women do is certainly roar, and that is what you are doing. What makes you brave? And by the way, she has no clue that I'm going to ask her these questions.
Probably that you fight more than just using your voice just to sing, but you use it to express yourself. Right?
Wow. Is there not a lot we can learn from her? I have a giant favor to ask of you. Can you give us just, you're going to hear me roar. Could you sing that one line for me? Okay.
You're gonna hear me roar.
Wow. Stay with us. We'll be right back. At Unbroken, we are committed to normalizing things that we don't normally talk about, like hair loss. If you've been listening to my podcast, you know that I recently came out of the wig closet. That's right. I too experience hair loss. I see you. And that's why I'm so excited to be able to offer a wig makeover to 2 lucky recipients. We've partnered with wigs.com. They're a Dallas-based company who truly care about people as much as they do high-quality wig products. So if you've experienced hair loss for whatever reason, doesn't matter how old you are or what the loss is caused from, we want you to share your story at theunbroken.org. But hurry, recipients are going to be announced October the 10th on social media at The Unbroken Squad. So share your story today at theunbroken.org. Welcome back to Unbroken on the Road. I am joined by my co-producer, Galen Brugan. And today, our question of the day is, what would the world look like if as young people, young humans, we learned how to stand in who we were created to be? Galen, your thoughts?
I think that's a great question. I think we spend a lot of time trying to figure out who we are. And then once we figure that out, really truly trusting that that's okay. So if at young ages, we could start earlier identifying what those things are, who we are, even if it's identifying by that's not who I am, we could really start to walk a little more quickly and love each other a little bit more.
Yeah, and I know that for me, the more confident I get in who I am and who I'm created to be, the more accepting I can actually be of others, which is so counterintuitive.
I would completely agree with that.
I think that there's an element of perfection, at least for me.
Right.
And I see myself transferring that even to my son, like wanting him to fit into a mold. And I realize that that's the same things I've struggled with, is trying to fit into a mold when I was made to stand out.
Totally understand. And I agree with you. I mean, I have a 17-year-old almost, and then some bonus kids and some bonus grandbabies. And those things that we fear inside ourselves, we pass those things along. So if we don't spend that time to intentionally heal those hurts, then we just pass them along. So to your point, the mask of perfection, people pleasing versus, peacemaking. If we don't stand in who we truly are and be comfortable with that, we absolutely pass on our fears or our confidence. How do you feel when you have to take action, but you don't, and step out in faith? How do you feel internally about that, Jay?
I think oftentimes we want to wait until we feel right to do right. And for me, what I have found is to go ahead and take action, even when I don't feel like it, and the feelings will follow. So it's that desire versus discipline. There's a tension there. Not every time do I have the desire to get up, and that's why I'm thankful for you, Galen. This has been a big mountain, and there were times I wanted to quit, spirit of transparency. But that's why we need each other, because it was then that Galen could say, no, we can do this, keep going. And then I think there are other times where desire is there, but there's a better opportunity that seems more fun and easier at the moment, and I want to go that direction instead of staying on mission. And I realize that some of what we're doing is going to make people uncomfortable, that you're going to be pointing out the little things that we didn't do right, technical things, or maybe it's how we interacted or something like that. And the reason I recognize that criticism is because that used to be me. I used to be focused on all the little things that somebody was not doing instead of looking at the bigger picture of what is the good. What is the good in every moment? What is the good in every human? Because I think for me, when I focus on the good, the world truly is a different place.
I completely agree. If we let the outside world control what we think, how we feel, how we respond, you follow whichever one you feed.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good quote. You follow what you feed.
So if you focus on the positive pieces, you'll probably bring more positivity back in. You'll start to see yourself in a different light. And it's hard. Because, what I see in the mirror is not what someone else sees when they look at me, which is a lot of the perfection, a lot of things that women and girls go through. What they see in the mirror is not what the rest of the world sees. They tear themselves down. They're too tall, too short, too all the things. So I think just truly being able to step in who you are and focus on being positive about yourself and what you're trying to do and confident in what you're stepping into, because you're going to find confirmation bias. You're going to seek and find. So if you're looking for positivity, you will find it.
Yeah.
If you're looking for conflict, you'll find it. And it'll find you anyway. So I'd rather look for the good things.
You mentioned looking for the good things. And as we have been creating this multimedia platform, it requires other women to come alongside. It's too big for just me. But I've had to be just me for a long, long time. And by allowing other women in, there have been many times that I had to keep myself checked up so that I wasn't comparing, so that I wasn't wishing I was where they were, because we all have stuff. And I get that if stuff scares you, it's maybe because you haven't let your stuff out of the closet. And you don't have to let it all out at once, and you don't have to do it on television. Please don't. I'm one of the few who will.
Thank you.
But with Unbroken, there is a brave space for you, regardless of where you are, and where you can share that stuff. And we're gonna love you enough to help you not stay there. And truly in a curiosity versus condemnation, and in love versus leaving you because of your imperfections.
As you're coming alongside us, as you're stepping into your squad, as you're working within the app, just remember, we are not here to judge one another. We're here to meet each other where we are and lift to the next level. We rise by lifting others. It's one of my favorite quotes, not mine, but I love it.
As we are taking this show on the road, we are doing three things. We are normalizing those things that are hard to talk about, but we need to talk about. We are helping women who are creating change, giving them a hand up, not a hand out. And probably the most important one, we are seeing you. We are seeing people, helping them feel valued, helping them recognize their greatness. If any of what we are doing resonates with you, we need you. We need volunteers. We need other women dynamos who will help us carry this forward. And if you want a pop-up party in your neck of the woods, we'd love to come see you. So email us, hello@theunbroken.org, where we're doing life better together.
When I started Minnie's Food Pantry 15 years ago, I had nobody. I had nothing. I had 2 cans of corn and just a whisper from God. Feed my people and treat them right. I had my first and last month's rent. Janeé was probably the first person that came every day to help me. We didn't know what we were doing. We were trying to figure it out. We were doing candlelight vigils. Anything that we thought of that day, we would go do it to try to bring awareness of feeding the hungry. She and one other person, oh my, were the first people that served at Minnie's Food Pantry and helped us get it together. I gotta say that.
Dr. Cheryl Jackson was on our first episode, and she was vulnerable with me and allowed me to see her. Today we're here with Dr. Cheryl Jackson, who started Minnie's Food Pantry years ago with 2 cans of corn. And she has done so much to serve the community, and we are gonna help her leave a lasting legacy.
Pull it all together, starting pushing it to the left.
Yes, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
So.
anytime I can help lift amazing women.
All right, Miss Cheryl, can we borrow you? Hello, this is my friend Michelle.
Michelle, I just wiped my face with sweat.
I don't care.
Okay, how are you,
Yeah,
Michelle?
I'm good.
It's a
I'm
pleasure to
good.
meet you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you.
So Cheryl, one thing with me is when you say something to me, I listen. I see you.
Yes.
And so one of the things I heard you talk about was a book that's been on your heart,
Right,
and that someone has said you need to write the book.
right, all the time.
Right?
Yes.
And I know that as busy as you are, helping the community, changing lives, feeding the hungry, you need a little bit of a push and a help. So enter Michelle. Michelle, what you got for Cheryl?
Well, I have a special gift for you. It's a complimentary author strategy to lay your book out. I love what you've done. My dad fed the homeless for over 20 years in Dallas.
So next week I turn 55. And I'm just so grateful that I feel like the rest of my days will be the best of my days.
Yes. I'm excited because I do believe the best is yet to come, Cheryl. And I know that you have given up so much to serve everyone else, and it is our privilege to help take care of the one who takes care of everyone. Woo! Some people watch things happen. Some people criticize what's happening. And some people make change happen, and that is what we are doing.
I really do. I see it impacting a lot, thousands and thousands and thousands of women.
The thing that speaks to me most is not only that it's for women, but I can see a multi-generational aspect to it, and it being different than just the community piece. It's all of it. It's the complete sisterhood of just doing life here on earth and together as women.
So how do you feel about Unbroken, the show, after watching?
So very excited. What I love most about it is the encouragement and the support and really creating a safe space. So often women, we feel like we've got personal problems or things we're working through and you think you're the only one.
Yes.
But Janee, with what she's doing here, really brings it out into the open, says, let's talk about it together, let's heal. Fabulous platform. I'm so excited for Unbroken.
And so if you want to see hope for a new generation of girls who are being risen up to speak their truth, have a voice, to see women who are taking action and creating change, then we need you. Unbroken is based on mentorship, and we are oftentimes giving a hand up, not a handout, to other women who are game changers. And we need your help. We need someone to give us a hand up. We need women who are committed to being the change, who will jump in with us, walk alongside with us, and create the change we want to see in the world. If any of this resonates with you, I need you to email me personally, info@janeehill.com. Together, we can and will make the world a better place.